This year, KET launched a special initiative focused on the issues facing Kentucky's aging population and their loved ones. One issue we hear frequently about is the high cost of health care for the aging. In fact, a report from the CDC shows 1/4 of older adults have trouble affording their medications. Our Laura Rogers introduces us to a Logan County woman who in the past has skipped doses and rationed her prescriptions. This story is part of KET's Next Chapter initiative that focuses on the rewards and challenges of growing older.
You want to breathe. That's one thing. That's scary. When you cannot breathe, it's very scary.
Teresa Hudson, who's in her 60s, struggles with several health conditions, from COPD and asthma to diabetes.
I was doing without sometimes my insulin because it was so high.
There was a time when Hudson could not afford all of her medications.
I used to go without some of my inhalers because sometimes some of them was like $50 and $75, and that was after insurance. You go without them if you can't afford them.
She would often find herself rationing her medical supplies.
I'd go without one a month and try to go real easy on an inhaler, and then I would buy one like every other month.
3 years ago, she had half of each lung removed, a procedure called lung volume reduction, prolonging what one day may become a lung transplant.
I get up and go right now, walk to the bathroom. I'm getting out of breath. I got to get my oxygen on.
Living in rural Logan County, Hudson has to travel an hour and a half each way to her heart and lung doctor in Nashville.
And I don't like the drive. And unfortunately, they don't have I can get rides to doctors, but in my area, they don't have one that will take you all the way to Nashville.
Luckily, she has an adult son who can drive her there, but she admits she doesn't always like asking for help.
I always did for myself, and I was a very active person and did for myself all the time and didn't ask for help. And now I have to ask for help sometimes, and that's hard when you're not used to asking for help.
They need more access to health care, affordable health care, and they need better ways for transportation to get to their health care.
Teresa Jones manages the senior center at Community Action of Southern Kentucky in Hart County.
Some of them we have found don't have family members that live in the state or any family members at all, and they kind of just get left behind.
Jones says she meets a lot of older Kentuckians who struggle to afford their basic needs.
We have some that their nutrition comes from us. We have some that this is the only meal they get.
Okay, all right.
For others, the senior center is a place to gather and socialize to cope with isolation and loneliness.
Coming here really helps me, because sitting at home, I get depressed.
Mary Alice Shirley has been coming to Community Action for the past 20 years.
If you got a 14.
On the advice of her doctor.
He told me that I need to venture out and be with people.
I call them my sisters and my brothers.
Nancy Haycraft, widowed a couple of decades ago, has a host of health issues.
I'm a diabetic, type 2. I've had 3 heart attacks.
Haycraft says she's only able to afford her medications because of Medicare and Medicaid coverage.
They put me on medicine that costs like one bottle $50. And then I've got this book that I can get that bottle of medicine out of it.
But there are some crucial treatments not all health plans will cover.
There's places around here where they can go to get mental health. They have to pay every visit they go. And when you live on a limited income and you still have to pay for some of your medicine, you don't have the extra money to go get things like that.
They need more help. I mean, you know, some of them draw small checks, and time they pay their rent or wherever they at, you know, it takes it up.
Teresa Hudson agrees. She says most of the resources she's found to make her life more affordable, she's had to scramble to find on her own.
You got to do a lot of digging yourself to try to find some help, what to do, because otherwise you're ready to throw your hands up in there and do without your medicine.
For Kentucky Edition, I'm Laura Rogers.
Thank you, Laura. And we take a closer look at issues like affording medications and transportation in a special report that we have coming up. It's called Aging and Healthcare, a KET special report. It airs Monday, December 16th at 8 Eastern, 7 p.m. Central Time right here on KET. And some good solutions to those challenges we'll present.